Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who teach the truth and sincerity. And the Shatiakims out there on the four corners of the earth proclaim this truth. Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash, Brakatum. So, here we are. Your president, Donald J. Trump, and of course, talk about Esau Edom here. Your president, Donald J. Trump, saying that he'd rather starve you out, and this goes for you two-thirds as well, that he'd rather starve you out over this. So they're telling you right there, man, Jacob's trouble. Right there. It's in his speech, man. He's telling you straight out, you're going to starve to death. Okay? That's what he's planning to do. Cut off the food. Cut off your resources. He's ready to do that. That's what this devil is telling you. And not only that, but you can see, though, that there was no troop withdrawal from Syria, like we've been telling you. That they were never going to withdraw from Syria, that this was just nothing more than just bullshit. It was part of the bread and circuses to make you believe that he was going to make America great again. And a lot of you fell for that, but now you're starting to feel it. You're starting to feel that thunder. You're starting to know. And you Edomites, you have no fucking hope whatsoever. What is your hope? America was everything you put your faith and trust in, right? But now it's falling. It's a fallen kingdom. You know? You're not even hanging on anymore. You're committing suicide. You're hooked on drugs and all those things because you have no life left. This place is no longer fruitful. It's no longer prosperous. This is not a prosperous place. And now, you know that this war against Persia, Russia, which is Magog, and Syria, and Yemen, and all of this is coming to its head. The Valley of Yehoshaphat, where all your armies are gathered, and you can see what the cost is. He's ready to shut it all down to bring out this war. So now he's kidnapped, because that's what it is when you detain people from another place. You know, they've now resulted to kidnapping Press TV reporter. And I do know who this reporter is because, of course, Press TV is one of our sources, you know. And so they've kidnapped her, pretty much detained her over some bullshit. So there you go. Now you're screwing with Persia, which is you know, pretty much going after Magog, which is now a guard unto them. You know, so of course, you know, this war, this Valley of Yehoshaphat, the war where all the armies are being gathered together in that valley. And yet now the U.S. and its occupancy in Manbij is now firing upon the Syrian Arab army, who is now trying to take control of that. So you got Gomer in there, you got the United States, Babylon the Great, and you got the Kurds, which are a dividend of the Syrian Democratic Forces, which are a dividend of pretty much Amalek, the ISIS, Israeli Secret Intelligence Services. So you got all these groups in there, and and of course, you know, you have Gomer and their terror groups. So all these terrorists are there, and of course, because like everything else, in order to sell the war, there had to be that amount of casualties against the U.S. troops, even if it's a smaller number and all that, just to say that Syria attacked them. Well, that's why they're trying to plan another false flag chemical attack in Idlib again. You know, because they couldn't do it before, but so they're going to try to do another false flag terror attack or chemical attack in Idlib to say that the Syrian Arab army did it, because the United States, Babylon the Great, is about to attack Syria again. You know, but their attacks are quite useless because Syria has a defense now. You see how the Most High himself is gathering all these armies in the Valley of Yehoshaphat? So the revealing of this devil, Satan, who is really the so-called white man, the Edomites, are being revealed every day. And you got Egyptians exposing Egyptians. You got these Edomites exposing the government and all that. You know, Illuminati, Freemasonry, it's not a secret anymore. We know that Freemasonry runs the world. We know that even Vladimir Putin, Magog, is a Freemason. You know, there's proof in the pudding. How do you think these societies run? Yes, even Bashar al-Assad is a part of that. Freemasonry. Because they planned World War III. It's been in the parts of the Illuminati. Albert Pike, who pretty much got everything from the source, Satan, you know, from the actual spiritual demon Satan, told you how they were going to plan the third woe. You know, because that's what it is. The third woe cometh quickly. And that man of sin being revealed. So I'm just going to read what the Apostle Paul, you know, I'm just used to that because I know who he is spiritually now. But Apostle Paul told you this in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. And so we fell from who we are. We are not known that we were Israelites. We were not told that we were Israelites. We were not taught the Bible. We were taught Christianity and all of its lies. And all Christianity is replacement theory. It's replacement theory that Israel was done away with. Now everybody can come into the fold. That's what Christianity is based upon. That all these other nations now can come in. That they have taken the kingdom of heaven. And in essence, heaven means kingdom, so this is Esau's heaven. This is Esau's kingdom. So part of that's true. They did take over. They've taken over everything. They control the world and all its resources. So the time the beast, the false prophet, which the beast is the government, the Roman government, and the false prophet being the Roman Catholic Church, which controls all the religions, are the ones here. And that man of sin being revealed. And that man of sin being revealed. Who is this man? Who was able to do all this? Esau, Edom, the Romans, the Edomites, the Roman Empire. We're in the revised Roman Empire where Satan was loosed out of his prison. The son of perdition, Esau, Edom, the Edomites, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. I'm just going to keep it in that form because of the fact that, you know, they teach you the gibberish, they teach you all the other names, but not the real names. So, you know, he calls himself God, you know. So either way, he has a God complex because he thinks he is God. You know, that's why, you know, he changed the images of the angels to look like Edomite babies with little bows and all this bullshit, or quote-unquote harps, you know, and puts all this, you know, he's changed the images, you know, pretty much whited out everything, you know, and, you know, he put up the image of Caesar Borgia, showing himself that he is God, sitting in the temple of the congregation, getting everybody else to worship Caesar Borgia, even though that's not the true biblical image of Yahweh, not the image of the Son of Man, you know, which is what we bring out. We were not told who the 12 tribes of Israel is. We were, we were led to believe that them gutter rats were the Israelites, but just something wasn't right. Something wasn't, you know, resonated with our spirit because, you know, we weren't told, but yet something just did not resonate. And we were, you know, it was contrast because, you know, pretty much the spirit of life had entered breath into us. And even before that, the spirit of life was dealing with us on different levels, but slowly bringing us into that. Angels have been watching us ever since we were babies, ever since we were born here, have been watching over us from the very beginning. I could tell you about things in my life that a proof of this, that angels watch out for me even before I got to this truth, even before I came out here and started teaching. So, yes, if you're an Israelite, you're part of the elect. Angels have been watching out from the very day you were born and been protecting you. So that way you can come out and do this. And you know that he that withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And the time is now. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who has now let it, will he be let until he be taken out of the way. And that's what's happened. Pretty much that wicked is about to be taken out of the way. And then that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy him with the brightness of his coming. Happening now. Pretty much that what's happening now is the spirit of his mouth, which is through the prophets of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, are coming out and telling you who this man is. So there's, you know, we're telling you about the false flags. We're telling you about everything. You know, we're telling you to come out of Christianity, you know, and all the cunning craftiness of this devil. You know, pretty much this devil has been lying to us from the very beginning. Lied about who we were. Pretty much, you know, we were never taught the Bible. We were taught Christianity, which differs with everything that the Bible teaches. Because Christianity is replacement theory. You know, it's the replacement of the prophets and the Israelites. You know, so getting back to Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah, man. People don't believe this piece of shit, Donald J. Trump. People know that he's a lying piece of shit. You know, that pretty much he shut down the government over some border wall, and he's telling you he'd rather starve you out. He hopes you fucking starve to death over this shit. You know? But you thought he was going to make America great again. Your counsel is no longer prudent. You are pretty much done. Flee ye, turn back. Dwell deep, O inhabitants of Edom, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And this place is being visited now. Look at all the fires that just happened last year. Look at the fact that the stock markets are plunging into oblivion. Why? Because China, Moab, hadn't been buying gas from the United States since September. What do you think that is? So that should give you an idea of how long they're going to draw this thing out. And they're just going to use the wall as an excuse. They've been using the wall as an excuse. You know, so they're planting another false flag in Syria to blame Assad. I know, same story over and over again. Same song and dance. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess his name. You know, the devil, Esau, Edom, is the one that took us down. But now we're taking him down by the spirit of our mouth. The spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is consuming him to the point that now it's out there. Esau's shown his true hatred for us. But, you know, pretty much can't stop the word of prophecy. This is the year of Karagba that he will push the mark. And that's the real reason for the shutdown, because you just heard it from the devil himself. This is burger time. And that pretty much, you ain't going to get your burgers from Donald J. Trump. You ain't going to get nothing. He will starve you out to make you take that chip, that RFID implant, the Karagba. And that you got to be resistant to. We, the elect, we're not going to take it. And we're telling our people, don't take it. Because that's the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, warning our people not to take the mark of the beast, the Karagba. So for all that, you know, I hope this has been edifying. Until next time, Rock of the Yahweh, Rock of the Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadas, Rock of Dove. Hope this has been edifying. Shalom.